But hello everyone, this is like my impromptu, I literally just said 10 minutes ago, I'm gonna mix some paints. Oh, August is here. I said, August, I'm going live and you're the only one who's gonna be there, so come talk to me. So basically, it's just gonna be me and August talking like this because I have to mix paints and sometimes mixing paints is so boring. So I figured why not maybe see if anyone wanted to talk to me while I was mixing paints. So I'll wait for a few minutes. Until then, August, you're gonna have to kind of entertain me, I guess. If you're here, say hello. I'll tell you what I'm doing anyways. It is usually just me and August talking. So Augie, I'll tell you what I'm doing. By the way, if you don't follow August's acrylic art, I love saying his, it's kind of a tongue twister for me for some reason. Go follow August's acrylic art. He makes really fun things. And you know what? He has really fun intros, especially when he has to dress up for things, which he actually dresses up and quite often for these collabs, don't you? So he really gives it 100%. Oh, hi, Isabel. That's nice. We have another viewer. How nice. So, hi, See the World with Music. Okay, we're getting people here last minute. This is so exciting. So guys, what we're doing is so a couple of days ago, oh, Janet, hello, and thank you. Oh, Janet, get into it. Let's start painting again. Hi, Bobby. So I'll just wait actually until I say hi to everyone to tell you so I don't keep interrupting myself. Hi, Diane. This is so fun. I really didn't expect anyone to come see me for me, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, Art is Resin, hello. How fun. I want to give you a little sneak peek of what I'm mixing up today. Ooh, look, color shifts. Okay, so a few days ago, I posted, oh, thanks, Isabel. I posted this kind of like whoopsie ugly thing that I did that I saved, and it was like a tidal wave. And people were like dying to know the colors. Now, I actually painted it yes, they're dirty. Come on. I bet yours are so clean. This means that they're well used, okay? Look at this. They've just lived. They've lived through a lot. Okay, anyways, I didn't remember the exact colors that I did, but people were like really wanted to know the colors. So I did a bit of research of going back to what I was using back then. And I think I've narrowed down the colors, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show you, you know, because people have such a hard time mixing up the bloom. They are living their best lives. Except this keeps like, you know, there's like a little leak on here. People have such a hard time with the bloom and knowing what ratios to do. Good morning, Elizabeth from Australia. You should be sleeping at 4 a.m. But it's just like, people make it so, I know how overwhelming it is when you start out the bloom, because hi Laura, I was so overwhelmed when I started the bloom. And mind you, when I started the bloom, there wasn't really a proper recipe for North America. Like I remember standing in the middle, because no one was telling us at the time, no one was telling us what to do, because Shelly couldn't really get the proper paints from North America to test. It was still very early. So we were all like pioneers, and I was just standing in the middle of Home Depot, literally so overwhelmed. Now we've like narrowed it down to a few simple steps. As long as your consistencies are right and you're using the right ingredients, you can definitely bloom properly. Hi, Patty. Hi, Drip Drop Art. Okay. Shall we start like mixing paints, or do you have any questions before I start mixing? Let's talk about colors. I figured for you guys, I would mix a tube, I would mix a fluid, and I would mix some piggies, because they're all a bit different and you can do it without measuring. Now I do have a full measuring video where I measure to like the dot. So if measuring's your thing, I'll just close that. There we go, clean. I don't have anywhere to put these. My tri-art drawer. Where's my tri-art drawer? I think it's down here. Yeah, that's my tri-art drawer. It's full. I can't fit those in there, so I need a bigger space. You know what I mean? Oh, toothache. So as I was saying, I believe it's really important to understand what consistency you're looking for. August doesn't. He still measures, which, you know, I try to get him off of. You know why it's important not to measure? Because when your paints sit around for a few days, or it gets really cold, or it gets really hot, your paints are going to change consistency, and the way that they work is going to be different. So you're always wanting to adjust your paints as you go. Okay? Now, I guess I'll put this down. Okay, here we are. So let's discuss what you need for the bloom pouring medium. Okay, what we need. Now I use Behr Dynasty. This number, is 3653. Okay, now Behr has been, I'm almost poured it all over here. Don't worry, I am safe. Behr keeps changing everything. We used to use another one, then they changed everything about it. So I've been using this with success. A lot of people try this and don't have success and find that their blooms and everything are melting. And that is because, 2 reasons. One reason, they are not making it thick enough. They're adding too much of this, and the consistency is just not holding itself and it sinks. All right, August. It's Dynasty. It is not Dynasty. Don't hurt her feelings. So the other reason your bloom would melt is if your pillow paint also isn't correct or the right consistency to hold it up. Now I'm gonna put my hair up so I don't get hair in my paint, okay? And we will talk about the next thing you need for the bloom, which is Joe Sonia gloss. This is all that I use for my bloom. Hi, Sandy. Now, a lot of people, they're scared of this. And they say, Joe Sonia makes my cells melt. And I think she gets a very bad rap, once again, because people aren't mixing to the right consistency. She's not a bad girl, okay? Like, don't be so mean to her. If you do it right, she will treat you well. Now, I'm not saying that other recipes don't work, but this is just what I'm doing. And what I suggest for everybody is stick with one exact recipe from one artist that you like, okay? Stick with it at least every day for a week, okay? And because if you just keep like going back and forth, it's gonna be really frustrating. So if you're on my team for this week, just do this. My team's pretty good, okay? What else do you need? I, of course, because I'm so clean, need gloves, okay? Oh, hi, Carla. So I'm gonna put on my gloves because as you can tell, cleanliness is very important to me. Look at these poor piggies already. They've absconded. Ooh, but that shift. Do you see the purple to, no, I'll show you better. They look so good over black. Okay, the next thing you need for your bloom is mixing cups, okay? And guess what? Then you just need your paint, and that's all you need. Look, that's not that complicated, right? So let's get to mixing. I'm gonna save the piggies for last because they're a little different than the rest. Now, because we are not measuring, how's this angle, by the way? Is this weird? Maybe that's a little better. Because we're not measuring, I look like I have a huge, no, that angle's not doing it for me. I look like Megamind, okay? I'll just go back down, just to pretend. Why are they doing, oh, you like this angle? Like this? Not Megamind angle. Do you want Megamind angle or where I'm just cut off so you don't see my huge forehead? Which I don't normally have, I just think it's this angle. I'll wait till you'll tell me because I can't continue with a crazy angle. Okay, while you guys figure it out, I'll continue. Now, what I do is for tube paints. Now, it doesn't really matter which way you do it, but for tube paints, I do start with this. First angle was good. Okay, so I'll just put it up a little bit. Bloop. Blooping is very important. We'll learn that in a minute. Blooping is what I was telling you before we went into a whole Megamind thing. But for me, the auditory sound actually is helpful. And when I teach my students, That's how when they go home, they say it. And because a bloop is actually a time, and I didn't realize what a genius I am, but it is a time of measurement, okay? One bloop is 1 second. You'll see what I mean. I do mix in these 4-ounce cups. People are like, what's your pouring medium ratio? Every tube of paint is different. Oh, I'm spilling paint. Can you see that? Oh yeah, you saw that. A little off the corner. Don't worry. Shh, never happened. Just gonna push her away. Sorry. Oh, do you know what that color? Here, I'll tell you what color it was. This is Tri-Art Iridescent, by the way, which I love this color. It's a really pretty pearl color. But anyways, we're not doing that right now. We are, you see, what was I talking about? Oh, we're gonna bloop these in. So I would say technically it might be around 2 to 1, but everything is different. Hi, Patty. So look at this. See this? I'm doing a good bloop. I'll say, because I'm doing this tube paint, okay, and the tube paint mixes thicker than a liquid paint, meaning if this is thicker, I'm gonna have to add more Joe Sonia to thin it out, okay? So for a tube paint, I'm using a little bit less of the thick pouring medium. Are you ready? Here we go. Bloop. Now there is a better way to do this, less messy, but we don't have time for that. You can like pour it in, whatever, but I just wanna show you quick. So we have about this much in here. With the tube paint, I will probably add 2 to 1 with Joe Sonia, maybe even a little bit more. Pouring medium is, my pouring medium is the Bear Dynasty and Joe Sonia. So what I'm gonna do now, how am I doing, August? What's your notes? What can I do to make this more enjoyable for people? It is very thick and creamy, and that's why I really like it. I like a thick pouring medium. Now, if you want thick cells that stick, you need thick pouring medium. If you want more flowy cells, like when I do my watercolor blooms, you can go thinner, okay? However, we are starting with this tube. Oh, thank goodness August is enjoying himself, everyone. So we're good to go. Okay, now, are you ready? Listen to my bloop. Bloop. Okay, that was this much. And I feel like once I bloop this in, we'll be good. You know what I should do? I'll mix it up. All my mixing sticks have the paint, has the paint that spilled though. Hold on, let me just wipe it off. So I'm just gonna mix it a little bit because when you're mixing this thick and creamy Bear with the Joe Sonia, it can get a little. So now the other tip is a lot of people try to mix their pouring medium all together first and then add it to paint. That won't work either because your paints are different, okay? I got here at the right time. I have to mix new paints today. Oh, good, Patty. I hope this helps you. Janet, he really does always enjoy himself. Okay, look at this. So you can see for me, this is, as if this was already a color, it would be too thin for me. So we know this is gonna work nicely because when I add the tube paint, it's gonna thicken it up perfectly. So this right now has about a 1 second trace. I want a 3 second trace. We will talk about it, okay? So when I do a circle, 1, you watch the circle, it sinks after 1, that's a 1 second trace. That's how I count seconds. And actually, August yesterday was telling me, do you count Lisa seconds or real seconds? I think Lisa seconds are the same as real seconds. Thank you very much. Let's see how much bloops I put in with this. Hi Joyce, I'm mixing paints today as well. That's so fun. Okay, are you ready? We're gonna bloop this in. I also wanna give you another tip, by the way. This is a transparent paint. If you mix up an opaque tube paint like a turquoise, I still think this angle is so unattractive, but it's fine. If you mix up a opaque tube paint, they actually mix up thicker because they have things inside. And it's hard for me to I'm trying to keep up with the comments. So hopefully August will help me too. Okay, are you ready? I have to take the tube off, it's a little, okay, ready? Bloop. Oop. that's good enough for me. Now, what I'm looking for most importantly, hi Azra, is I want this color to be as potent as what's in here. Because remember, with the bloom, you're really stretching the paints out, and you don't want your colors to dull and flocculate. You want enough pigment in your pouring medium to be able to stretch out. So once this is fully mixed, I'm gonna make sure that I like the color and that it's very pigmented, which actually I'm gonna probably add a bit more. It's not bad. It just needs like a little more, especially because I go bigger. So I really work my paints out and stretch them. Oops, I forgot. I have to take this off. How are we doing so far? Any questions? And you can see, oops, hold on. Just as I put that in, you can see the color. She's probably calling me to see if I wanted to use any of her paint colors that she had. But I'm busy, Canella. Okay. Yeah, this is sealed shut, hermetically sealed. So most of my paints, I have to go like this. Oh, hello. Oh, you missed that whole thing. Do you know what was happening? Why you didn't hear me? I thought you could hear me. Canella was video calling me. And I guess and I didn't want to press any buttons. And so I just let it ring, but I guess you didn't hear me. Canella is sorry, hold on, we'll talk about Canella in a minute, but here. Hello, sorry for the interruption. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Let's look, I want you to get I want to get it in the light here. Here, a 3-second trace. Circle, 1, 2, sink. We love it. We want something that has heft and body to it that stands up, okay? 1, hold on, can you see? Yeah. 1, 2, sink. I bet most of your paints are thinner than this. Agree or disagree? How are your paints compared to this? 1, 2, sink. Tell me. Oh, hi, Zena, thank you. I'll let you answer the question while we move on. Oh, I'm so glad it helps. You know what? It's very hard, even on video. That's why I like when people come in person. It's even on video, even like this, it's very hard to get a feel of what the paints are supposed to look like. So let's go to the rest. Most of them, I really enjoy using fluid paints. You can use Tri-Art. You can use Golden. I use a lot of, because you don't have to adjust it. You just, because it doesn't make anything thicker. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to dip this in here. Okay. So I have about, let's say this, because since it's going to be easier to mix, I did about 2 ounces. Okay. And no wonkies with the Jo Sonia. No, Susan, I guess you missed the first part where I was yelling at people to say, there's nothing wrong with Jo, okay? People just don't know how to treat her correctly, as I do, okay? You just have to use a little bit of her and make sure your paints are thick enough and there won't be any wonkies. Jo isn't your problem. This house paint, Bear Dynasty, and the number, I keep forgetting the number because it's not as easy as 8300. 3653. Okay, so we have this, okay? Bye, Patty. And we're gonna bloop, you know what? We're gonna bloop it in. Are you ready? Bloop, right? I might have made a little too much, but it's okay because the color we're using is phthalo turquoise. Phthalo turquoise. Oh my God. Phthalo turquoise, which I use every day, so it's fun. All right. That was a long bloop, wasn't it? You know why? Because I filled it a little bit too much in my cup. So you know what that's like, August. Okay, ready? Blip. Oh, you know what we got to do. All right, because she's, you know. Blue. Oh, it's not coming out. I'm sorry. Bloop. There. Okay. Phthalo turquoise. She's going to be real easy to mix. She's very low maintenance because she's fluid. She's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Is the bloom recipe different for tube paints and pigments? It's the same, just a little bit different. Like for tube paints, you'll add a little bit less Joe Sonia. No, for tube paints, you'll add more Joe Sonia to thin it out. And you're just going for consistency. Yes, I do have to take the tops off. Oh, sorry, he was asking what untinted paint is. Yes, sorry, it's house paint with no color. Now, not all untinted house paints are equal because some of them still add not necessarily titanium, but white, and they don't dry clear, and your colors become like muddy, which we don't want. Oh, okay, yeah, so just, you know what you can do if you're in different countries? If you take anything, what's this color? Oh, this is old, this is limeade, TLP limeade. I was testing it out, but we're just gonna do it here. But if you go to your hardware store, wherever you are, get some untinted house paint and do some tests, do swatches, okay? Probably on a white, clear, whatever. And you'll see if it dries white or if it dries clear. You're looking for the clearest drying untinted house paint, okay? You probably do, and they're telling you they don't, but you have to be forceful. Yes, that's the other thing when you go to, they don't understand when you go to the hardware store that you want that paint. Like you have to sometimes run out because they're like, no, there's no color in it. And they don't understand that you know what you're doing. So let's look at the phthalo turquoise. Sorry, I'm trying to get in the good light here. Here we go. 1, 2, sink. Again, see, she's got a nice little trace, a nice bite to her, which is what we're looking for. Okay, let's get into some piggies. Now, it's the same concept. I just do it, well, we have to kind of do it backwards. Meaning, for the piggies, we have to add our Joe Sonia. Oh, we're almost empty. We have to add our Joe Sonia first to kind of melt our piggies and make an ink that will mix in with the pouring medium, okay? So we're gonna go bloop, bloop. Oh, let's see if we can get the last of her. Here we go. No, she's gone. All right, let me get another one while you think of questions to ask me. Okay. Oh. Ois. All right. I'm wearing white pants, which is obviously ridiculous. So I've got to make sure I'm covered. Okay. Oh, I'm on stereo. That's probably not like that relaxing or pleasant. So let's open up a new bottle of Joe. So are you guys liking this? Don't worry, you'll get like a final color swatch or something after, but are you guys enjoying yourselves? Do you have any questions? Let me know your feelings. Okay, bloop it right in. Cool. Okay. 4 piggies. As I said, we're making an ink first to mix into our pouring medium. So I've added my Joe Sonia. Oh, you're the best, Janet. So I do a little tippity tappity because I store my piggies upside down like this. Now, a lot of people actually, when they buy their piggies, they take off the sticker, put it on top. That's very smart too. I go tippity tappity, okay? Oh, thanks, Bodil. Do you use eye candy or just piggies? I currently just use piggies only because that's what I've been using for so long, and I really like, me and the piggies kind of understand each other. Also, what I really like about the piggies is I'm a big sparkle person, but I'm not a big glitter person. Meaning, I like how the piggies are they're like made for fluid art, right? So they're very thin and they don't have like chunks of glitter. Now, there's nothing wrong with glitter. Lots of people love glitter. If you like glitter, glitter on. But for me, I just like the more subtle stuff, but they are mixed the same, I'm assuming. So you can use any pigments you want, really. I would melt them all into a thin gloss or Josonia if you're using that. Okay, ready? So I do open it away from my face because, let's see if you can see it, if it comes up. But yeah, see, they're already starting to come up. Just very carefully. Technically, like, I don't know if you guys can see, but they're floating up. Technically, you do want to be wearing a mask when you mix these, just so you know. Safety first. Let me get more mixy stickies. Now, for piggies, you want to make sure you have enough in here to have the color you're looking for, okay? You're going to ask me the measurement, and I'm going to say, I don't know. I just kind of use my eyes, okay? This is TLP Or, one of my just old-time, old-school favorite golds. It's just a nice, easy gold to use, okay? I'm going to take, now remember, I go big. Okay, you don't necessarily need this much, but I'm popping it right in, okay? And I'm carefully mixing and making my ink. So, and I don't want to mix it vigorously because I don't want all the pigments to come flying up, so I'm just kind of going carefully. Mixy, mixy. Mixy, wixy. Okay, so you can see it's like a beautiful ink. Isn't that a pretty color? Now I have I have my cool light over there because it wouldn't reach here, and then I have like my warm light, so I'm hoping you can see it in like different lights. Okay, so we have that ink down. Now, let's go to my next one. This is another old school. Actually, if I had to choose, it's very hard to choose my favorite piggies, but like, if I had to choose the one that's been with me from the beginning of time, it would be TLP Mermaid. In my opinion, it's the ultimate blue. So beautiful. So that's probably my favorite. Okay, Mermaid. Mixy, mixy. What else do you guys want to know while I'm slowly mixing? Oh yeah, you can use any pigments in this recipe, totally. Final color, which is really fun, is Unicorn. This is a shifter. You can kind of see it shifts from like purpley to blue. So let's see over different colors. So over the dark color, you would see that purple color. Oh, maybe you can see on. So you see it's like blue, right? And then if I get it in a certain angle, oh, of course it's gonna give me problems. Okay, I'll move it. I'll move the light so you can see what I mean. Anyways, we're going in the pool. Okay, so now we have all of our inks. What consistency should the pillow be? That's a good question. Testing pillow consistencies is not as easy. I like at least a 5-second trace, but even with that, it's hard to tell. So for me, my perfect pillow consistency is Sherwin-Williams. No. So Sherwin-Williams has different colors that they mix in, okay? This is their light. So pastels and whites would be the green label. My perfect consistency is the purple label, where they mix their dark colors. So like Tricorn Black, Anchors Away, those are the two I use the most. This is a pretty color. Charcoal Blue, isn't this a nice color? I like this consistency the best, but the rest are okay. You just kind of gotta watch it. Would you use these more on a darker pillow or base? So these colors would look nice on both. My idea is to use them on a darker base, but you don't have to. Like whenever I use interference or shifters, I usually have a dark color anyways, even if it's on a white pillow. So I just layer it on top of the dark. So let's talk about what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna add my dynasty to here. So it's just kind of backwards. I'm just gonna scoop this up, okay? And we're gonna go bloop, 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 bloop. That should be good. Let's do it again. Bloop, 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 bloop. And I do want my piggy consistency to, I don't want them to be thin either, because they really have to stand up for themselves because they have no fillers in them. So they have to really hold up with the other two paints. So let's see how I did. Crystal's here. Hi, Crystal. I hear Mo coming. Hi, Mo. I'm on a live, so don't say anything inappropriate. Yeah, I'm just mixing it. What? What? Oh shoot! Can you turn off the? Can you turn off the stove? Hold, please. Can you turn off the stove? I was making. Okay. You turned it off? Okay. That was funny. Something was on the stove. It's okay because it's something that needed to boil for half an hour. And maybe it's been, how does it look, Mo, in there? Horrible?
Burnt to pieces.
Burnt to pieces. Okay, well, I mean, I don't have ADD, but if I did, that would be like a perfect ADD moment. You know what? Good thing Mo's around. That's what Crystal's.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
I smell burning.
Yeah.
I come down here.
Yeah. It is that drink I make.
I see smoke.
There's. Oh my God.
I see smoke.
Okay. Is the pot burnt? Come say hi.
Yeah. Hi guys. Hi folks.
Say hi.
Comment W in chat.
We're on YouTube. So what happened? So I make this.
August. Hi.
August is here. Crystal is here.
Crystal.
Okay, so I make this Eastern European drink where you
Ukrainian
or Ukrainian, any Eastern European country, and they just take a bunch of fruits and berries, whatever, and they boil it down in water. They like steep it for like half an hour, then you drain it, and you have this delicious juice. But I forgot about it on the stove.
Looks like red wine.
It does look like red wine because it's berries. So, you should see the funniest thing, Mo. I was trying to find a good angle for me, and it was giving like Megamind. Look, Mo. Look at this angle. Anyways, okay. So this is what it looks like.
Hi, Janet.
And let's look at the consistency. Now these will dry very sparkly, but you can see it's the same as, as the tubies, which is what we want, okay? So that is the basic here. I'm gonna pull you up now. Whew, that was like, I can't believe I forgot that on the stove. I was so excited to go live that I just,
Yeah, why didn't you tell me you were going live? I love it.
I know you know what? He does look like me. We're twinsies. Because literally, I just sat down to mix, and I was like, you know what? Oh, let me give you a tip. One more tip. I don't like the way that this is looking. It's looking very bland.
Guys, comment number 1 if you want us to do this for another 30 minutes.
I can't do it another 30 minutes because my phone's gonna die.
I'll get you a charger. I'll get you one of those things.
Hold on. Can you do me a favor?
Okay.
Can you get me another cup? Because I need to show them a little tip. So I'm not liking this gold. You see, it's like, it needs more. And that happens sometimes too. Don't panic. I'm not gonna add more of this directly in here.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah, thank you.
We don't have any cups.
I have good cups in there, but it's fine. So all I'm gonna do is make my ink again and pour my ink into there. Ready? I was watching old videos and Mo has grown so much. He's grown way too much. Okay, ready? I'm just doing the exact same thing again. I don't need that much, okay? And I'm just going to, I don't even want this much. I'm just going to put a little more ore and pour it in here.
I kind of agree with you, Crystal.
Yes, it's too, yeah, this is not what we want. And that's the important thing. It's always important to adjust and go to get the perfect thing that you want. The retreat sold out, but go ahead.
Actually?
Yeah.
Wowie.
And the October retreat is sold out. So guys, I'm going to my retreat next week. That's sold out. But then in October, my retreat is sold out. So my next retreat will be in June 2026.
It's insane that
It's in 1 year.
2026
Yeah.
No, it's 6 months away.
Technically, but June.
Fine, June.
June.
I can't believe we just got into this year and it's already 6 months away from being over.
I know. So look.
2025 went way
Oh.
too fast.
I haven't heard Sneakers bark all day.
Good to know he's alive.
Okay, good thing you came down, honestly, because I would have gone up to the kitchen and it would have been a disaster.
It was like, oh, the pot.
Is the pot ruined?
The pot was ruined.
Yeah.
It literally.
Yeah.
The inside of the pot was on fire.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh, that's the door. Okay, it's okay. We're just gonna ignore the door.
Ignore the door.
Ignore the door. Okay, so my last thing, so you can see how much better it is. My last thing is just to show you the Sneakers won't stop barking. Sorry. Is I'm gonna just show you on here what we've mixed up. So let's start.
Yes, August. The pot is ruined. The compote is.
That's what
was
the juice-
burning, and I have to put water on the compote.
You put water on the compote.
Yes.
So by the way, I also mixed. I had mixed up anyways some Diox purple. So these are my tubies. Well, actually, I also have
Tooby-doo.
the Tri-Art iridescent. These are the tubies. Okay, and then on top, we will do the unicorn, mermaid, and ore. And this is gonna be my color combo. And you'll probably see this video in a few weeks. I'm going, like I'm traveling, doing all these things. But stay tuned for in a few weeks, this will be hopefully a really pretty tidal wave swipe. You can kind of see, I hope you can see the purple. Here. Oh, do you see? Oh, look.
Drop the recipe for the compote.
I will.
Crystal's interested.
Look, see how this lighting isn't the best, but it does shift to purple.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for joining. I had so much fun on this last minute. Thanks, August, for being around.
Yes.
And
Also, Crystal.
and Crystal, of course. Okay, guys, love you. Bye-bye.